G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. We've had a lot of rain in the last couple of days, well over 100 mil total, probably a lot more than that. Anyway, I haven't been able to get much done, but hasn't rained this morning. It's still a little breezy, but the sun's out, it's warm, and it's time for me to get cracking on with this shade for the dogs. So the first thing I want to do is I just need to use this little spirit level that I can hang on the string and just run some lines so I can work out where I want to chop the tops of these posts off at before I then screw the horizontals on. I just had to double check because it looked as though that far post was about that much shorter than the other. Well, it is shorter, but it just looked like it's sloped. It's only because of the ground. It is actually dead level. And that just goes to show how deceiving it can be sometimes when you're trying to get things level on sloped ground. You've just got to trust the tools and not your eye. And it never hurts to double check. Okay, next up, time to start putting these horizontals on. Now I'm going to put the little side ones on first. I'll be using some pretty large size screws. And if all goes to plan, you'll see why I've put the posts in the position I have and why the side posts are as long as they are in comparison to the uprights. Let's have a look. Now, let's see if this works. That front log is too heavy for me to lift. I had to drag it in. There's no way I was lifting it. I can lift one side though. So let's see if I can get it up on top. There we go. So that was the plan. If I could get one side hooked on and then lift the other one up, we were able to do it. Now, Steve and I think I had Mitch helping me. When we put the big beam up to raise the roof of the little shed down the bottom, we used the same sort of principle because it was a really big beam. We drilled a series of holes because it had to go up high. We had steel pegs, and so we would just lift one side up, raise the peg up, lift the other side up, raise the peg up, and we just got it up until it was up where it needed to be. And so now I've got that up there, and I'll be able to screw that down. And now with the back, it wouldn't work because I put those at a slope, so they'd just fall off. But I know the back, I can actually lift that myself. Although, if I couldn't, in thinking, what I could actually do is slide it up on the inside so that it was between the two posts, because that side one's sloping down, so I could always put it on the inside and lift it up. I don't think I'll need to, although I might, just because it's easier and less effort on my back. So I'll get this screwed down, we'll get the other one up. Well, as you can tell, I've got a brand new bee suit. courtesy of my birthday last month. So christening that today. We've got a swarm to catch. Now that the weather's getting warmer, I've been getting a lot of calls for swarms, and a lot of the time I've just been in a rush to get them. But today I had a little bit more time. The weather's beautiful, and I thought I'll film this one and show you. So it's only a small one, small swarm, but yeah, we'll get them into the box and we'll see how we go. I just need to prune one branch out of the way first. Now what's happened is I got a lot of the bunch, but a lot of them were on that really thick stem. So I don't know whether the queen's up there or whether the queen's in the box with the other half. So what I'm waiting to see is if the bees come out of that hole and start fanning, I know the queen's in there. If the bees come out and go back up to there, I know the queen's still up there, and I'll have to have another crack at it. It's just in a very awkward position in this area, and not out on a suspended branch, but right on the trunk. So we'll just give it a few minutes and we'll see. Now, I haven't actually sealed the box up yet because I didn't know whether I got the queen. I just happened to see that there was a lot more activity happening on the back here, away from where the hole is. That's what I'm looking for. See all these bees? They're all there, bums in the air, heads in, fanning. That's telling all the other bees the queen is in here. So I know the queen's in. So what I'll need to do is I'll take this down, I'll sweep them in and seal the box up proper, and then they will all start to go into that front hole, which is where I need them to be. But that's classic, and it only takes them a minute or two. They're like, bang, here's the queen. We know we just fell out of the tree, here's where the queen is. now I've got the box secured into the bush there. Just put some foliage on top to keep the sun off it so it's not as hot in there, but now that it's all sealed up and the only entrance is that hole, you can see them all there. So that's where the queen will be, and I can already see up here they're starting to dissipate, because I can actually see the bark through the group, like right there. So they will all end up down and into there. So again, that bum high in the sky and fanning the wings, that's them signalling to all the other bees that the queen is in the box. So all I'll do is come back later on tonight after dark. I can tape up that little hole, take those bees back and get them into a hive, and they'll have a brand new home. That's another swarm saved. Well, I went back last night, picked up that swarm, picked them up no problem at all, and this morning put them into a new hive, so now they've got a nice new home. And the other day when I was building the shelter behind me, the battery ran out on the camera right before I went to put the tin on, but let's have a look now. So all finished up, tin's on there, it's great, it provides really good shade during the day, and because of the direction of it, it's actually running east-west. It means that the sun throughout the day will get everywhere underneath, so there's no grass that'll be permanently shaded, so the grass should continue to grow. So that's sorted out for the dogs. So glad that one's done. Anyway, that's all we've got time for this week, so thanks very much for watching. I appreciate that as usual, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Make sure you tune in next week, because I've got some more track clearing that I need to get done, and plenty of other things as well, as long as the weather holds off for us. It's been very hit and miss at the moment. A couple of days of rain, a couple of nice warm days, followed by a couple more days of rain, but it's keeping everything lovely and green. So until next Friday, stay safe, take care. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.